हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, अब हम क्लिनिकल थर्मोमीटर के बारे में इस वीडियो में देखेंगे। अगले वीडियो में हमने लेबोरेटरी थर्मोमीटर के बारे में पढ़ा था। अब इस वीडियो में हम क्लिनिकल थर्मोमीटर के बारे में पढ़ेंगे।
Pocket thermometer cannot be used to measure the human body temperature. As soon as you take out the bulb of the laboratory thermometer out of your mouth, the level of mercury starts falling due to its contact with air. Thus, it can give a wrong reading. To measure the body temperature, you need a thermometer in which the mercury level does not fall even when its bulb is removed from the mouth. Thus, a clinical thermometer. The construction of a clinical thermometer is the same as that of a laboratory thermometer. The only difference is that there is a slight bend in the stem just above the bulb. This bend, kink, prevents the movement of mercury back into the bulb when the thermometer is taken out of a person's mouth. The clinical thermometer has a range from 35 degrees Celsius, lower fixed point, to 42 degrees Celsius, upper fixed point, because temperature of a human body never goes beyond these limits. The normal temperature of a human body is 37 degrees Celsius or 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. How to use clinical thermometer? Before using, the thermometer should be washed preferably with an antiseptic solution and dried using a cotton swab. Hold the thermometer firmly and give it a few jerks. The jerks will bring the level of mercury below 35 degrees Celsius. Now, place the bulb of the thermometer under your tongue for about 2 minutes. In case of a child, place it below the armpit and not in the mouth. After 2 minutes, take the thermometer out and read the mercury level of the thermometer by holding it horizontally in the line of sight. This is your body temperature in degrees Celsius. Precautions to be observed while reading a thermometer. 1. Thermometer should be washed.
See students, now we will see the clinical thermometer. The laboratory thermometer cannot be used to measure the body temperature. The human body temperature, as soon as you take out a bulb of the laboratory thermometer out of your mouth, the level of mercury starts falling down. देखो, लेबोरेटरी थर्मोमीटर से हम बॉडी का टेम्परेचर माप नहीं सकते। अगर हम उसके मुंह के अंदर रखकर भी बॉडी का टेम्परेचर मापेंगे और उसे बाहर निकल कर देखेंगे तो उसमें mercury का जो लेवल है वो नीचे गिरने लगेगा, क्योंकि वो एयर के साथ कांटेक्ट होता है। Thus it cannot give a wrong reading. तो वो इट कैन गिव्स ए रॉन्ग रीडिंग। इससे हमें रॉन्ग रीडिंग मिलता है हमारी बॉडी का। इसलिए हमारी बॉडी का टेम्परेचर मापने के लिए हमें क्लिनिकल थर्मोमीटर का इस्तेमाल करना होता है और उसका जो mercury लेवल है वो गिरता नहीं है। सो द कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ क्लिनिकल थर्मोमीटर इज क्लिनिकल थर्मोमीटर सेम एज लेबोरेटरी थर्मोमीटर। क्लिनिकल थर्मोमीटर है वो लेबोरेटरी थर्मोमीटर के वैसा ही होता है, लेकिन उसमें स्लाइट डिफरेंस होता है कि वो थोड़ा बेंड होता है। उसका जो स्टेम है वो बल्ब वो थोड़ा बेंड होता है और उसके क्लिनिकल थर्मोमीटर के जो रेंज है वो 35 डिग्री लोअर फिक्स पॉइंट है और 42 डिग्री अपर फिक्स पॉइंट है। और हाउ टू यूज ए थर्मोमीटर, थर्मोमीटर कैसे यूज करना है, तो उसे पहले हमें वॉश करना है गर्म पानी में डालकर थर्मोमीटर को, और वॉश द थर्मोमीटर ब्रीफली विथ एन एंटीसेप्टिक सॉल्यूशन में सॉल्यूशन में डालकर उसे वॉश करके उसे कॉटन स्वैप से ड्राई करना है और उसको थर्मोमीटर को अच्छी तरह से पकड़ना है, उसको हिलाना, थोड़ा ऐसा हिलाकर ही उसका mercury लेवल हमें देखना है। नाउ प्रिकॉशंस टू बी ऑब्जर्व वाइल रीडिंग है थर्मोमीटर। हम थर्मोमीटर को अब रीडिंग करते हैं तो उसके क्या प्रिकॉशंस है उसके बारे में हम देखेंगे।
Before and after use. 2. Read the thermometer by holding it horizontally, so as to keep the level of mercury along with line of sight. 3. Handle the thermometer with care. If it hits against some hard object, it can break. 4. Don't hold the thermometer by the bulb while reading it. 5. Do not sterilize the thermometer in boiling water, as this will break the bulb. 6. Avoid keeping the thermometer in the sunlight or near a flame. It may break. Activity 2. To find the temperature of hot water. Things needed: an iron stand, a laboratory thermometer, and a beaker containing hot water. Method. Take a beaker containing hot water and place it on a table. Suspend the laboratory thermometer from the iron stand in such a way that its lower tip completely dips in water. The mercury in the bulb gains heat from hot water and expands. As a result, the mercury moves upwards in the capillary tube. When the temperature of mercury becomes equal to that of hot water, the mercury stops rising and stands at one place. Now, read the temperature from the scale at which the mercury thread stands. This is the temperature of hot water. For example, the thermometer is showing the temperature of hot water taken in the beaker as 80 degrees Celsius. Transfer of heat. When hot tea in a cup is poured into a saucer, it is observed that the saucer gets warmer and the tea a little colder. The hot tea transfers some of its heat to the saucer and cools down, while the saucer gains some heat and gets warmer. The flow of heat from a body at higher temperature to another body or to another part of the same body at lower temperature is called transfer of heat. Imagine our teacher has to distribute answer sheets to the students in the class. He can do it in 3 ways. He can hand over the answer sheet to the first student and ask him to pass it on to the next student. The next student passes it on to the next, and so on. In this way, the last student can receive his answer sheet without actually moving from his place. The teacher may ask all the students to line up, call one student after the other to come, receive his answer sheet and go back. The teacher may throw the answer sheets directly to the students without disturbing those sitting in between. In nature, there are 3 distinct ways in which heat is transferred: conduction, convection, and radiation.
Now see the students. Heat causes expansion. Expansion is one of the effects of heat. Now expansions of solid. Molecules in solids are closely packed. The position of these molecules is almost fixed in solids. Now transfer of heat. See, when hot tea is in a cup is poured into a saucer, it is observed that the saucer gets warmer. अगर हम गर्म चाय को कप में से लेकर saucer में डालेंगे तो saucer गर्म हो जाएगी, little warmer, and the tea a little colder. फिर वो ठंडी हो जाएगी. The flow of heat from an object at higher temperature to the another object to the another part of the same object at a lower temperature is called transfer of heat. देखो हायर टेम्परेचर से जो ऑब्जेक्ट है उसको another part दूसरे पार्ट का सेम ऑब्जेक्ट में हम ट्रांसफर लोअर टेम्परेचर में ट्रांसफर करेंगे तो वो ट्रांसफर ऑफ हीट होगा. नाउ ट्रांसफर ऑफ हीट में है कंडक्शन, कन्वेक्शन और रेडिएशन के बारे में हम देखेंगे. देयर आर 3 distinct ways to which the heat can be transferred in conduction, convection and radiation. Now let us see about the conduction.
Radiation. Let us study these 3 modes of heat transfer in detail. Conduction. If we heat one end of a steel spoon by keeping it over a gas burner, we find that its other end also becomes hot after a while. In this case, heat is transferred from the hot end of spoon to its cold end by conduction. Conduction is the process of transfer of heat in a body from the hotter end to the colder, and without any actual movement of the molecules of the material. Compare this method to handing over the notebooks to the first student and asking him to pass it on to the next student in the previous activity. The transfer of heat by the process of conduction takes place only in solids. Condition.
Now see, conduction of heat. When you heat one end of the steel spoon by keeping it Bunsen burner, you find that the other end also becomes hotter. अगर हम स्पून को बर्नर के ऊपर रखकर गर्म करेंगे तो उसका जो अदर हैंड है वो भी थोड़ी देर के लिए धीरे धीरे वो गर्म हो जाएगा. Now conduction is the process of ट्रांसफर ऑफ हीट इन एन ऑब्जेक्ट फ्रॉम होटर एंड टू द कोलर एंड. कंडक्शन का मतलब क्या है कि जो हीट को ट्रांसफर करना है ऑब्जेक्ट से फ्रॉम होटर टू कोल्डर एंड मीन्स एक एंड होटर हो और दूसरा एंड कोल्डर हो तो वो होटर एंड से कोल्डर एंड तक ट्रांसफर होकर जाता है विदाउट एनी एक्चुअल मूवमेंट. कोई भी मूवमेंट किए बगैर वो ट्रांसफर होता है, उसे कंडक्शन कहते हैं. नाउ कंडीशन इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द कंडक्शन ऑफ हीट. तो कंडीशन क्या रिक्वायर्ड है तो कि हीट कैन बी कंडक्टेड फ्रॉम वन ऑब्जेक्ट टू अनदर ऑब्जेक्ट व्हेन इट इज कॉन्टैक्ट ईच अदर एट इन डिफरेंट टेम्परेचर. थैंक यू.